Okay, I have it in pedal assist 3 now. This is the Blackbird on its second real long ride. I did a couple of miles on the first day. I had my camera set wrong to time lapse, so that footage was completely useless. But hopefully I'm getting this right now. I have a preview that's coming out. Still having some really loud crank noises. That reached out to the Bolton team and they told me to tighten it, and I did. I think it's something else that has to be checked on, but we'll see on how that works. So my pedal assist 3, I'm going to crank it up to 5, and you can hear the motor starting to kick in even more. I am in the highest gear, but it's really easy to hit 25 miles an hour, and this is a slight incline too, so gives you an idea of the power. And it rides like kind of on like I'm on some major suspension because the tires are actually softer. So I'm at 27, 28, 29, 30. I could go faster, my legs weren't burning so much, but let's go. I also don't want to exceed too much of stay too high on the wattage that I'm burning here. 750, they can go 25 really easy at staying at between 700 to 750 in wattage at 25 on a slight incline. This bike is absolutely awesome. It is a little big for me when I get to the stops, get on and off, but once I'm on it, I get full leg extension just like the way I like to ride. And I'm pretty much also upright. I like to be a little more on the aggressive stance. I don't want to be too straight up and down. I've tried the cruiser style bikes before and didn't really care for the swept back handlebars as much. Okay, so I'm in pedal assist 5. I already have it in the highest gear. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this as fast as I can, like really push it. And last time I was able to hit 35. And let's see what this will give us this time. That takeoff, even in the highest gear, is incredible. And 6, 7, 9, 30, 31, 32. Oh, I'm up to 32 today, but on a fresh battery, there is actually quite a bit of difference on this here. I've actually probably used about 20% of the battery, maybe 15. So it's not a completely fresh battery. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this bike right now? Absolutely surprised at the torque that it has. When I first started riding it, or if you just put the throttle on, like I'm gonna just hit throttle and it just goes. On the pickup, from a dead stop, if you hit the throttle and you're not ready for it, the bike can definitely jump away and lurch away from you. People used to say that about the electric XPs doing the same thing, but this is a different class of power. I mean, the max peak power on this is upwards of 1300 watts with a nominal of 750. So it's pretty incredible how much extra boost that really is, and it has a torque sensor. So number one reason why I decided really wanted to wait for this bike is because of the torque sensing capabilities that it has, because there's a ton of lesser expensive bikes out there that have 750s, but they all have cadence sensors, and this torque makes it feel like a regular bike more so than a moped style. I mean, I do get really tired, I can always hit the throttle. But that's not really absolutely necessary here. Because just even with a light pedal, it kind of acts like a cadence sensor. When you have it so high, it'll just jump up anyway. But so I pedal S3 right now, effortlessly climbing up this hill for the bridge. And let's go to some higher gears. Again, like the difference between the cadence sensor is it kind of, your pedals are just acting like a throttle for you. And that's really the big difference. It's not really taking any consideration of the strength of your pedaling. Now there are bikes out there that actually have both the torque and the cadence sensor, and if you're not familiar with what the differences are, is that the torque sensor actually feels how much pressure I'm putting on the pedal, and based on how much pedal I assist of it, it just multiplies that. So like when they say that the bike flattens hills, definitely does that. It makes a hill seem like you're always on flat ground, or a flat ground, it just basically lifts the weight off the bike, it feels like. So I'm pedaling almost effortlessly. And it's pretty awesome how the bike can do that. So I mean, this is so much fun. It feels like, yes, you definitely can go a long way without having to worry about if you're going to get tired. Because, well, let's see how much I'm just putting the throttle all the way on. It is pulling about 900 watts though. Oh, about 850. Maintaining about 24 miles an hour, 25. It's getting up to 900 watts again. This is flat. 26 miles an hour. So that's another thing, is a lot of bikes also have limits on the throttle to go 20 miles an hour, and if you want to go faster, your pedal, you're cadencing it out faster. Hey. 28. 28 is really fast, actually. Just on a trail like this. I don't know if it's any safer to go any faster than that. But it sure is a lot of fun. You can see like above the traffic that this time of day has quite a bit of it. And on the bike trails in our area, you're like away from the streets. So nice. We have a park that we're going to be heading out to. And this is why I've got to have fenders. I get wet here for sure. You just hear those tires. I think I even make the tires a little harder. I have a Cloud9 seat that I put on right away. The seat that came with this bike was really hard. I know it's a performance seat. It's probably those that are used to riding a lot would have no problem with it. But with this bike, with the fat tires, front suspension, fact, I don't even know if the front suspension is moving at all. The tires are absorbing everything, so when I pump up the tires a little more, let's see what happens with, if I can still feel it as comfy as I do. But the seat definitely makes my bottom very, very comfortable. Nice ride here. No one in front of me. Let's go to 5. Crank it up. I definitely want to try a larger tooth ring in the front. I don't have to crank as fast, and I can get probably some higher speeds. Plus, it'll be able to help the motor more when I want to travel faster with not cranking as much to save my energy. We have some sandy areas around this area too that'll be a lot of fun. In fact, let me go ahead and take you on this. Let's go on the trail here. Okay. The camera is upright so don't bounce around too much. The hydraulic brakes on this thing is crazy good too. They're a lot of fun. So I'll be able to. Problem with this area here is I have to make sure I have a turnaround point, or it gets a little rough for that too. Never been back this far through here. Oh, this is neat. I'm just having part of the wash here. Oh, that's the other thing. Gotta watch out with the sand. And that's the one thing beautiful about having a throttle. If you have thinner tires, it's definitely a lot harder to go through this kind of stuff. But this makes it a little easier with the fat tires for sure. Doesn't slide out as much under me. And just find a path. Let's go back. Oh, here's a nice opening path. Right, so that's going to end this part of the ride. I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like when I get on and off this bike. Okay guys, so in this segment of the video, I wanted to show you how I kind of look on this bike getting on and off. You can see the height of the bike is kind of, in a way, bigger than I guess you would expect. I mean, this is a pretty big bike. If you look at it from behind and on the side here, you know, it has this high. The seat definitely I'd way above it, and the standover height, I'm 5'5", so in order for me to stand over all the way, there is no comfortable way to stand. My feet are flat, but there is a lot of pressure, and I have to make sure I'm either on kind of one side or the other where it won't be pushing on super sensitive areas of me. So this is the height of the bike that I have here. So yeah, this standover height's probably closer to 30 because mine is like at 25. 29. So when I'm actually on the bike itself, let's see if maybe you can see me on the bench here. Also getting on and off again, I do have to lean the bike all the way down here, get it over. What I am afraid of is when I have my crate, because I do need to carry a lot of stuff, I don't know how I'm going to get my leg over. Maybe go this way, but I mean that's another way to do it, or go over my seat. But I will be kicking the crate for sure. But let me go ahead and try this. Show you what it looks like when I'm on the bike itself. So that you can see that here. So this is what it looks like when I'm actually on. And I do get my full leg extension here, so the ride is super comfortable. I mean, really, this is exactly the position I want to be. If the bar was a little lower here, that'd be great. But I guess if they ever come up with a step through, which, you know, some rumors sound like it actually could be a perfect bike if actually a step through was made, then it would be great. I can't really put anything here either that I would like to, like extra supplies, that'd be another thing. I've been noticing in the Facebook group, a lot of people have said this, but this battery does not, it kind of wobbles a lot, so I have some Velcro straps, easy to take on and off. The only thing I don't like is the Velcro straps. The plastic is scratching against the plastic of the battery casing, which does show a little bit, but it's just a battery. You know, not a big deal for me on that point. This bike has just a lot of great features to it, so whenever I do come to a stop, immediately I get off and I stand like this. That's basically how my positioning is whenever I'm using the bike. So I've already trained myself to do that with one leg on the pedal. I have absolutely no issues. Coming, stopping, where I'm actually with, like at lights or any stop. And you see a lot of other riders. I mean, at this position, I can be comfortably resting. And then of course I can also do this side. What's really weird that I found out is that I have a very difficult time getting off on the right side of the bike. So that's one thing I'm still gonna have to try to figure out and work on. Either just not flexible enough, or I don't know, just I never used to get off on this side of the bike. So it's always because the kickstands are always usually on the other side. Oh, that's not too bad. But again, the one thing cool about this bike is that with the torque sensing, as long as you're holding the brake, you can have your foot on the pedal ready to go, and as soon as you let go of the brake, the torque feels the pressure of the pedal and it helps you start going, so I can pop up on the seat really quick. And that's one huge benefit too. There is a noise coming from the crank. Bolton, there's a guy there that's actually kind of talking to me about tightening it up. I did try to tighten it up and it's still making quite a bit of noise on there, so I'm not sure. I gotta go ahead and reach out to them again. Some other people were saying they needed to grease the inside of there a little more. The other issue I had was that the display screen gave me an error message the moment I started it up, but there's a cable that goes to the motor on this side of the bike, right here, and it was loose, the connection, just a little bit. In fact, I could barely tell. I shoved it in extra hard. It was already, felt like it was tight. But as soon as I did that, everything worked out perfectly. So that was one of the very quick fixes that I had. The other thing was the fork was different. I was told by Bolton's, one of their team members, that because it's an air shock, that's what happens, which is kind of weird that I didn't see that on his bike demo when he was assembling the bike. But it feels really good. I don't see any issues with that. I'm having a little difficult time adjusting the mid gears so that they don't make noise when I'm on like 3rd, 4th, or 5th gear. It does have a 9-speed transmission in the back, so there's a lot of gears I can move up and into. I do notice that I stay a lot in certain gears all the time anyway, especially high gear when I'm moving on most of the time. So that's not too big of a deal as well. Other than that, this bike is absolutely, like I said, it has some pretty incredible power. You know, just you're hitting the throttle. This is what happens kind of when you're starting. It's pretty amazing. So that's one thing that's pretty cool about this bike. I did immediately accessorize with the mirrors that I had, the cell phone holder, which by the way, we are now carrying this cell phone holder in stock. If you're interested, it's going to be on the website. Don't know the price yet. It just actually came in today when making this video. We got to figure out what the total prices were that we got it for, and it's going to be pretty inexpensive though. I found a great deal on them, and they're finally starting to come in. So if I don't know what else to go in and share with you at this point. It's been just an amazing bike so far, worth everything. I mean, it's more than I could have imagined. I mean, I have the Electric XP, didn't realize how much more power I could get out of a bike, or that it would make that much difference. I mean, double the power in there, but the torque sensing, big difference. And I rented a torque sensing bike too, so I kind of knew what I was getting into with it, but that bike only had 350 watts, and then I felt like I was doing most of the work. This bike really does make it feel like it doesn't weigh anything once I start going. So it's definitely a lot of fun. I'm going to go try and take some other video of the ride with using a selfie stick so we can get it a little distance from the bike here, see if we get some views that can really make a difference of making this kind of ride a little more interesting. So I will see you guys in the next video.